So I'm gonna just go back over what I just went over. So I just started recording on other channels. So this is what it is. Today I found like this cool video by Andre 3000. I started with Ari Lennox and Jesse Reyes. They got a new one called Just Like That. Who else? I was thinking of somebody else that was like still like doing music right now, and they just came out with something like 10 days ago. So something, okay, anyway, something was like 6 days ago, then 10 days ago. I don't always get to look at music, but I was like, oh my God, this Andre 3000 situation is great because I keep trying to push how your culture is an individual thing. Because people think, okay, wait a minute, she has so much pride and all this stuff, but it's like, it's something that I learned from other people that love their culture. Like, when we first had our first surrogate, the first surrogate, she taught us like double dutch. She taught us like everything that was about us that related to her. So we are Dutch. Like my last name should be Schuler, which is Dutch. So she taught us double dutch. She taught us about having summer toys. We learned about Christmas and Thanksgiving because these are some things that we really weren't celebrating. I don't think. Like we were just traveling a lot, so it's not like we always like get a chance to like see the holiday. So that is our culture. Like it was our culture was a travel. My culture with my grandparents was like a travel culture. I got to see my family, but in small spurts of just seeing my family. So that was it. We get to rest sometimes and spend time together, but that was it. So then we got kidnapped. So then that was like a whole different culture. It was like a culture of just like people that wanted to like commit crimes and be around us and try to hide stuff and all this different stuff. So that's a different type of culture, which we didn't really catch on to. Like it wasn't something we caught on to because we were kids. So then we move into a new culture where like we have this circuit and she is a black woman and she teaches us like all these like black games, double dutch. She teaches us all the songs that relate to us, which were Jewish. Like you guys thought it was like something part of that was part of the slave trade, but it was like something that we learned as Jewish people, so it Jewish royalty, so it's like it's our culture. You see what I'm saying? Also, the Bible, because the Bible is our culture. Like the Bible is the royalties culture. So it's like it's stuff that we have to be warned about and different things like that. um it's the presence of the Antichrist, and I mean it's just like so much stuff that we had to learn, like different cultures. So it's like within the different cultures it's going to be different foods, it's going to be different music, it's going to be different dances, it's going to be different sayings. I was just looking at a woman on TikTok, she's an Indian woman, and she's like, look at how I just raised my child. So she's doing the little uh hip dances and stuff that we used to do, and it's like, see, we didn't really do a whole lot of that stuff, but she was doing it, and it's like, oh my God, it's the little girl is like doing the little hips. I would not dare shake my hips when I was a little girl, but she shook her little hips and she went over there. She's just like her mother, and you would think that it was maybe a Hawaiian culture or maybe like a, you see what I'm saying, a stereotypical situation would be, I would think this is Hawaiian, or I would think this is Black American. It's not. It's actually Indian. Like she's just like showing her different stuff. So she's like, look, I look at my child. She is just like me. And so that is what it is. It's like, so I saw this and I was like, this is the perfect situation to just teach this, because in this situation you would think that I'm doing this because he is a Black American, but no, I'm doing this because he is a musician. So it's like it's up to you how you relate to this. I relate to this because he is a musician and I really like it. I have never lived in I don't know, I think he's in California. I've never lived in California. California has a specific style of how their houses are and different things like that. St. Louis and New York actually both have brownstones. So it's like I sometimes I get them mixed up or whatever in my mind because I travel a lot. So California to me sticks out. It's almost like a dreamsicle. Dreamsicle's flavor. Nobody else can steal it because it's just its own flavor. Now vanilla goes across the board, but dreamsicle it stays the same. You see what I'm saying? It's like, no, you can't take a push pop. You understand? You can't take the flavor of a push pop. So California for me is push pop, but it's also connected to East St. Louis culture too. A lot of people that come from California come through East St. Louis before they get back to California, or they come from East St. Louis and then went to California. So it is still like something that we would know about, but it's not as prominent that like it's something that we can still taste. It's a flavor we can still taste. So let's look at the word culture. Culture is a concept that encompasses the social behavior, institutions, and norms found in human societies, as well as the knowledge, beliefs, arts, laws, customs, capabilities, attitude, and habits of the individuals in these groups. Culture is often originated from or attributed to a specific region or location. So that's what it is. So I don't really know where Andre is, if Andre is really in California, but I think at the end of the video he talks a little bit more about that. So the words in this is like the social behavior, the institutions, norms, that are found in human beliefs. So that's part of culture. Okay, and culture is just like all encompassing. It starts out as at childhood, then it goes into the type of institutions that you enter, and then it goes into adulthood, and that's something that starts to form your culture. Beliefs, arts, laws, customs, capabilities, attitude, and habits of the individuals in these groups. Exactly. So in the end, a specific region or location, that's really the environment that you're in too, because it will actually change how you see things. Like when I come here, if I come here from Texas, I wear thinner clothes and they're shorter. And so people are surprised that my skirt is shorter. They get surprised that I would wear a pool outfit and don't care if you see my underwear. It's because we go to the pool all the time. Like, who is thinking about that? And if you actually listen to what I'm going to tell you too, if you actually had a baby, you wouldn't think about it either. You don't care. Like, it's like if you ever been pregnant, do you know how many times you have to lift up your dress to go to the hospital? Like, once you go to this doctor a couple times, by the fifth time, you just like forget it. You just go in there and just take your clothes off. Especially, and listen, I'm an older pregnancy person, so they call it geriatric pregnancy. So I have an appointment every 2 weeks. When I got time to meet for like 8 months, I had an appointment every week. So it's just like, yeah, I just go in there and take my clothes off. I don't care. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? So it's just that's the culture. So that culture can be defined in so many different ways. If I'm comfortable just in my bra and panties, it's so many different reasons why I could be comfortable in my bra and panties. If I'm comfortable in a swimsuit, then it's so many different reasons why I could be comfortable in my swimsuit. So maybe if it was a cold area and you saw me in my bra and panties, it's probably because I've been to the doctor's office a few times. Maybe I haven't always lived in the area. You see what I'm saying? That's something that you have to actually look at for yourself. So it's not that you're gonna look at this video and be like, this is perfect. This is how this is about him. And really at the end of the day, it's about you. Some people will pick up on things in the video that you won't pick up on. So that's not your culture, that's their culture. What you pick up on is your culture, or you might find it interesting, and so then you might then therefore research more about a culture. So then that may become part of your life. Like I think he is using like Palo Santos. I don't use what is the opposite? It's this other stuff that people use. Sage. I don't like sage because it has a particular smell that I don't like. So it's like sage. I think it's Palo. Okay, yeah, it's Palo Santo. It's a plant. And people will burn it instead of burning sage. I actually prefer it because it's like a wood smell. So it's like that's what it is. It's like when he's burning that, you know that he knows something about, because people use this to clear their homes of odors and different things like that. But candles do the same thing. So it's like it's just up to you, like what you know. So Palo Santos is like an incense, but it's a stick of wood. So that's all it is. It's like you have to um so like yeah, Palo Santo is like a stick of wood. They say it's a plant. So you see how thick it is. When you burn it, it just really does smell like you cut wood and you cut wood. That's it. That's all it does. That's all it shows you. Um so these are the words that you want to pay particular attention to: the knowledge, beliefs, arts, laws, customs, capabilities, attitude, and habits. Because what this is telling you is that This is what helps define culture. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's like pay attention to these words, because then you'll look at a cultural diagram, or you'll look at the cultural iceberg, and then you're better able to see where those things go. So now, these were the questions I asked during this video. How is culture defined in this video or film? And so this question, it seems like so minuscule, and it is huge. Like, it is huge that you see all this stuff. Like, it's like I have to tell you about his knowledge, his beliefs, his arts, his laws, his customs, his capability. So in the beginning, when he's using the Palo Santos to cleanse his flutes, oh my God, like, what is that? Is that a habit, or is it an attitude? Is it a custom? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what it is. It's like these words, that this first question encompasses all of these words. It's not something where you could just be like, well, I feel like he was outside in the dark, or he was in the light, so it was morning time. It's like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Really look at the video and really like write down the words and see what that is. You see what I'm saying? Is this culture relatable to yours? And it's like, well, if you're a musician, you play flutes. Like, I played the saxophone and I played the saxophone. I try to play the piano and try to play the guitar. I self-taught myself to play the piano. So that's something I don't practice, so I'm not that good. But I can play. Um, Give clear examples and quotes of how this culture is relatable to yours. So it's like, okay, well, Palo Santos is something that's really relatable to mine, because I would use it to cleanse my house too. Like, I would use it to cleanse something too, because for me it's hard for you to understand that auras actually exist, and not in the essence of a person exists too. So you could actually cleanse the essence of a person because you put something different in the area. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have what, I don't know, any perfumes, Paris Hilton incense. You know what I'm saying? I want to do this with Palo Santos, because I know that this person is going to use this type of incense. So that's what I'm going to use to cleanse my area. It'll give me something where it's a normal, or a stabilized smell. So it's like, that's what I do. Like, you see what I'm saying? So how would this fit on the cultural iceberg? So when we get to the cultural iceberg, you guys will see that the cultural iceberg has a surface and it has a deep culture. So it has a surface culture, which you can see I'm brown, which people usually assume I'm black, because look at how I. So it's like I'm brown, but I'm actually Jewish. So I'm brown, that's surface culture, but I'm Jewish, that's deep culture. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a vegan, but I'm thick. So y'all would assume that I eat fried food and French fries and burgers all day. I really don't. I sparingly eat. I eat like a bird. People always make fun of me. I do. I really eat like I'm a bird. And because I like nuts and fruit and all that stuff too. I like egg. I like a lot of eggs. I like a lot of vegetables. I like carrots and cucumbers, and I like all fresh stuff. I'm in a house now where I cannot enjoy it. So it's like I haven't enjoyed that for a long time. And usually between this time, October and November, I naturally fast. So I'm not eating a whole lot of stuff. So it's like, that's what it is. So it's like, that's my deep culture. Everything I'm explaining to you is my deep culture. But my surface culture is telling you that I'm brown and I'm thick. You see what I'm saying? My hair is actually like so many textures in one. So this is just one texture. So I really enjoy my hair. So if you see my hair in this texture, you would think, well, she is of African descent. And I'm not. I don't have any African. I just recently, my dad is the most recent descendant of Africa that has been in my bloodline. I'm not of African descent. But you would assume that because of my hair. So then we get to what else? That's surface culture. This is surface culture. You see what I'm saying? But I can braid my hair and it'll be straight. My hair is very fine and thin. So it's like my hair can do like so many different things. I don't have to use heat in it or anything like that. And it's very easy to take care of, but it's just really thin and fine. That's it. So it's like you would assume that it's thick, right? That's surface culture. But then when you get under this hat and you start touching it, you will see that it's thin. So then deep culture. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how you see the difference between surface culture. Surface culture is everything I see. And then deep culture is everything I feel, everything I have to explain to you, everything that you don't see about me. So then it's like, how could this culture later be celebrated? Oh my God, with a band? What do you say? But you guys might come up with something different. I'm related to him because he's a musician, and you might relate to him on a whole different. You might relate to him because he's in California by the ocean. You see what I'm saying? You might relate to him on a very, very different level. You might relate to him because his flute's in the IKEA bag. I really did like that. I was like, not IKEA, Andre. He stole my heart. Your flute's in the IKEA bag, Andre. Andre, you be at IKEA. Andre, you be at IKEA. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about here. Be like, do this girl know I'm playing the flute? No, because we going to IKEA. Why are you sitting here with the flutes talking? Let's go ahead and put them in the trunk. You can finish the video in the back. You see what I'm saying? We'll just video the back. But we going to IKEA. I love IKEA, y'all. I'm not joking. IKEA, I love IKEA. Okay, so now let's go here. Next. So now you can look at the video. Let's watch half the video. This day one. Second day, let's watch the other end of the video. So then I gave you different visuals because you might want to do this with elementary kids. You might want to do this as a middle school assignment or a high school assignment. Or you might want to do this in college. You see what I'm saying? I just gave you different styles or whatever to work with. Then we hit the cultural iceberg. Again, surface culture. And this is a blurry visual, so you actually have to go to the website to see it. And so once you get an understanding of surface culture as opposed to deep culture, then you can start researching other civilizations. And I just brought up Mayan civilization because Andre actually mentioned that in his video. You see what I'm saying? So it was like that's all it was. It's like in somewhere in the video he mentions the Mayan culture, and it's like that's a good culture to recognize because they actually bring you chocolate. They actually bring you chocolate. Because I think that people with tattoos taste like blueberries, but I don't have any tattoos, so I think I might taste like chocolate. So anyway, that's a good. This is a good culture to just actually look at. To just research after you have researched yourself, your culture, and everything. And this also helps you then define rules and stuff inside of your classrooms. Like, say for instance, you guys have a certain way of hanging things outside. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all, okay, so I had one classroom, I was like the full classroom I was the math and science teacher. So I actually started I started using I'm an art person too, so I started using art paper for them to do their work because this is how I found this. I did some research and I found out that students that write small, it's because they don't want you to see. So if you write it big, they don't understand it for real. So if you write it big, when they wrote it big, they understood it more. So when I got like small groups where they didn't understand the math problems, I had them write it on a big piece of paper, or I had them lay out on the floor and do the math. I am like, the kids love doing math with me because it's like a family situation for us, y'all. We can get popcorn, lay on the floor, eat some popcorn, eat some chips, have a little snack time, and just finish up our math problems. Talk about the math, do whatever with the math. The kids love having math with me. So, and that's why, because it's like now if you write it big, now you understand. And then if you don't understand, I can see, okay, you don't understand. Why can't you get that? Why are you regrouping this way? It's actually some cultures, they actually regroup and they start with the hundreds, tens, ones, thousands, hundreds, tens, ones. And then other cultures, here we start with the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So it's like, you see what I'm saying? So one culture could go from left to right, and we start from right to left. So that's what this is like. So it's not wrong. None of it is wrong. The way you saw the problem. Some people will count that. I still use my fingers to count. Somebody told me that was wrong. No, I think that's correct. And I'm said to be a genius, y'all. I still use my RB and they're like 5, 6, 7, 8. You see what I'm saying? I still like to see, because I'm an artist. I like to see it visually, and some people don't understand it. It's like they want everybody to analytically figure it out. No, you can't do that. We cannot always solve the problem the same way, and it is based on culture. It's based on habits and norms and what we think of first. Have you ever been in a situation where you're like, I would have never thought of that? I would have never thought of that. You know why? Because it wasn't part of your culture. But now that you thought of it, now that you've been shown to think of it that way, now you actually ump your culture. You ump your life experience. So that is the importance of culture. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that this video, when I started, I was like, this is a lot of culture. This is a lot of culture that people wouldn't sit back and watch or pay attention to, because it also feels like an independent film culture. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it also feels like it's a part of a what is it, a biography or something like that. So it's like it could be a biography culture. You know, one of the kids could be like, well, I did a rap video and I talked about myself in the video, and I just, you see what I'm saying, I wish I could have did some of these things too, or maybe I don't relate to it, maybe the video is too silent or slow or whatever. But that's what it is. It's like that's how we get to the point where we start to love ourselves, because it's like what you're doing is you looking at one person's culture and you relating to yourself. And so in that case, you start to celebrate other things about you that you can celebrate in them too. And so then it brings us together as one. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So even with the research of the Mayan culture, it is now the Spanish culture, right? But this is where it began. So then you see, okay, man, it's like for me, I see a lot of Native American in the Mayan culture, and I'm a Native American too. So it's like now I'm like, wait a minute, let me check this out. Not only is it chocolate, but yes, they got Native American in the culture too. So wait a minute. How else is this related to me? Because I think they did sports and all this different stuff too. So the Mayan culture, the Mayan civilization is a beautiful civilization to research. And so that's what it is. It's like now I can celebrate myself again, because a lot of times we don't know where these things come from. My family was killed early, so I'm still like some Black Americans where it's some things I don't know. I haven't been around in my whole life. My cousins, we haven't been around Native Americans our whole life, but we are Native Americans. So it's like that's what it is. It's like, okay, so, but I can still celebrate these things about who I am. I can still see this when I draw. I can still see this when I cook. I can still see this when I dance. I can still see this when I do this, when I move this way or when I move that way. I can still see those things. So that is the importance of learning about culture, you of different um of different areas, and then also not being offended by it. Like some people get offended. Oh, this I don't care about you sharing my culture, but I do care about you forcing me into your culture. You understand what I'm saying? I get offended by that, but it's like but how can I tell you? I'm I get offended by it, y'all. I get offended by it. I don't care about you eating sweet potato pie because I came from the South. I don't care about you eating what breads do we eating for Jewish, like eating matzo balls or whatever, because that's what you like. I don't care because they want to sell or they had them at the pantry or whatever. I don't care about that. It's the part where you think that you can share that with me, like where we can sit and relate to each other in that situation, because I know sometimes what I do and why I do it, but I don't like when you guys try to take what I do and why I do it. And it's like, it's not for you to take. So yesterday, y'all, I was on the bus and this lady, she did that to me too. They do that to me all day. They'll always try to take our stories, try to take my story. So I'm on the bus and the lady is talking about her dog. And it really this happened with me and my son. She was like, yeah, I would never leave my dog at the house by itself. And it's like, well, I leave my son at home sometimes when I go to the grocery store because it's just an hour away. Well, one night when the person started coming to attack my son, I left him there for 2 hours because the man didn't let the bus come back over there because he wanted to start trying to mess with my son with this device. And it's like because we are Jewish, so they messing with us with stuff from the Holocaust. So he comes and he tries to mess with my son. And the reason why is because they held up the bus. So the woman, it'll be like they want me to feel bad about it. And it's like, how can I feel bad about it when I was out there on time for the bus? And the bus came an hour later. Y'all, I usually get into the store, I get there for 30 minutes and I leave, but he wants to be or feel like he's my son. And that's weird. So it's like this person was trying to trap me so that he could do something weird to our house. And it's like, that's not right. So the woman then talks about it like it's her dog. And I'm like, I'm done talking to you. I can't talk to you now because what I'm telling you, it was recorded and it was at the time. I tried to contact the police, everything. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? It's like, I don't want my family to be abused and I don't want to be abused either. So it's like, that's what it is. That's not your culture. That's not your story. That's not what's happening to you. Why would that happen to you? You would be more likely to attack me. Now I see that the woman will be more likely to attack me than to actually be my friend, and she's trying to ride next to me and be close to me to be my friend. So this is something that probably happened to Jewish people during the Holocaust. Yeah, I understand. Also, they started changing their features. The device that they use, it changes their features. So some German people maybe started to look Jewish, and some Jewish people maybe started to look German. That's it. So it's like, but they still have the same aura or the same spirit. So that's why it's like, you would not think that because we Jewish and Native American that we would be connected. But since we have those understandings, then yes, we connected. That's my family, a Jewish Native American family. So that's it. So it's like, that's why culture is important. It's very important for you to know how you live, how what your story is, and to know that your story to tell is very important. You don't always have to tell my story. Tell your story. Tell your side of everything. Because really, I think if this woman told her side of everything, she would really know that she was trying to keep me hostage. Do y'all understand? She's a woman that is following me to try to keep me hostage, and she's pretending as if she's not. So that's very important too. It's like she has to define herself. She doesn't want to be guilty, so she tries to follow me so she does not feel guilty. And it's like, no, you are very, very guilty. You are guilty. You are very guilty, and it's wrong. So that's it. Like, it's like, that's why I say research your own culture related to you. And it's like, it's just be honest with yourself about everything you feel and what you're going through about this, because that helps you get over a lot. Because really, nobody is that upset about your color or your circumstance. You see what I'm saying? Most people want you to have what you want. And that's it. It's like, that's what you start to realize, is that these people will want me to have what I want, and I don't have to take it. I can earn it. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, that's it. It's Shantae under Shaketi Ed telling you guys, look, have the greatest day. If you want to see visuals, I'm gonna post the video next. So there will be a video without visuals and one with visuals. I think I'm doing this. I think I'm streaming this with the visuals on Black Unicorns, and then I'm gonna go ahead and upload the new one on Shaketi Ed. Anyway, you guys have a great day.